Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie Man here, and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager 2019 save here with Sporting Lisbon. I know in the end of last episode I said, will we still be in charge of Porto? I meant Sporting Lisbon, of course I did. In this episode we will be playing Braga in the first game in the league. Looking forward to it. We'll also round up the transfers, which is obviously the most important part of Football Manager. I think for everyone, it's my favourite thing to do. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure to follow me at YorkieMan. I do post up little bits, especially in the off season. And if you'd have followed me on Twitter, you'd have seen that we got a great sponsorship deal. In fact, I think out of Portugal, we got half the amount of sponsorship money for the combined Portuguese teams. We pretty much have half. It was insane. I think it's something roughly around 24 to 25 million per season for 4 or maybe 5 seasons. I think it's 5. So I mean that's just a ridiculous amount of money that's going to be pumped into the club every season. But I still have no intention of breaking the bank unless we need to break the bank. So let's round up the transfers. I mean, the finances for one, I will let you know now, are looking very healthy at 49 million. Yeah, transfer budget of 22 million. So that'll show you already. The actual budget we were given was like 27 million. I don't know why it says original budget of 14.22. That wasn't the original budget. But about 27 million, and we've still got 22 left. So obviously, I think Sporting Lisbon we had like 39 players out on loan, so they all came back. So you're looking at and a lot of them was not going to stay with the club, so a lot of them left. Let's look at the transfers. This is going to take some time. See? I mean, we've still made more than we spent. That seems to be a common theme. Was that the theme last year? We made 70 million and only spent 32. This year we made 22.5 and only spent 18.5. I think we've done some good business though. Carlos Mane went out. You probably knew about that. And then a lot of just fringe players. Nani did leave to Lokomotiv Moscow. I was happy to get the deal done. It was more simply because his wage was so high and I weren't playing it. His wage was massive. I don't think he played much last year. So let's just have a quick look. Career stats last year, 14-1. 11-8 off of the bench. So and we were paying him like 50 grand a week. There's no need to have someone on 50 grand a week who's going to be playing that amount of games. I mean, I don't like paying anyone 50 grand a week. And then, yeah, just a lot of fringe players, really. Piazon went out. I was contemplating keeping him, but he wasn't quite a high wage, and I think he'd have got less games because of the players that came back. He'd have got less games this year than he got last year, so there was just no point keeping him. Who else? Matias Oliveira is a player who came back from loan. There was just no point keeping him. That was just a simple fact of he's not a bad player. In fact, he's a very good player, but he weren't going to get the game time. He weren't going to play in front of other players, so I let him go. Maybe we should have been able to get more because his value's rocketed up, but that can happen when it's a fringe player and someone who's not needed. That can simply just be the case. I think 3 million wasn't a bad deal for us. Who else? A lot of players have gone out on loan, a lot of youngsters, but I think no point going into any detail of them until they become something for the club, because I don't think you've seen any of them really. So who did we bring in? Well, Kabayashi was the player that we signed on a free from Barcelona. He has gone out on loan to Greuther Fürth in Germany, so I'm happy for him to go out on loan. I don't know if he will become anything, but it's worth a punt on a free. We signed Rafael Leal. He's an ex-player here at Sporting, I believe. Or potentially believe he left in that whole kerfuffle, but he's ready to come back now, and I think he's a very good player. For under £1 million, I like Rafael Leal. I really do. I think he's definitely good on that left side. He can play up front as well, but he's very good on this left side. And considering our best left player is Rafinha, we needed somebody else who could play that position because I don't think we really have too many options. But I like the flair. His work rates and teamwork are the things that frustrate me. But he's very quick. He's dribbling, he's finishing. He's a good player, especially for this level. With improvements, hopefully. We signed Tony Brokovic. You probably saw that in the in the last commentary. I think I went in for him. I agreed to contract the 22-year-old Croatian, 3 stars, and 3 stars is pretty much our base rating, yeah. 3-star base rating. But we have a lot of defenders now on 3 stars. He can improve, but he's a decent centre back for his age. Marko Jankovic from Partizan, 1.5 million. It says his value's gone down to 875k. Well, not gone down because his value wasn't that before. But this guy looks good. He's dribbling at 15, crossing at 13. His finishing's not great to play the Roy, the dude on the right. But his acceleration 13, agility 13, pace is good. His work rates are pretty decent. His vision, his flair, I like him. I think he's really good. Passing 14, I think he's a very good player, especially at this level, at this standard. I think he'll be very good for us. The Roy down to, or whatever it is, I can never say it, but I don't think he's great for that position. But when we want to swap that to the left-hand side, he can easily play as an inside forward, but to be honest with you, as a winger, because his crossing is pretty decent as well, and his speed and acceleration is. So I think all round is a pretty good signing. He can play that centre attacking midfielder as well, which is decent. As a shadow striker, I'm going to experiment with, but he doesn't really have the finishing to be a shadow striker, but he can easily be the attacking midfielder there, which is another role that we use in that position quite often. We needed a keeper. Sabonis Scuffet, the absolute world-beating youngster that used to be on this game. Well, he's still a very good goalkeeper, and especially at 23. Moving forward, he's not on a massively high wage. Yeah, he cost a bit of cash to bring in, but I'm very happy with this guy. I really am. He plays the sweeper keeper perfectly. He's got potential to be 4 stars, which is fantastic, but just all round, I like his statistics. Not bad, 7.75 rising, but that's only if he performs and gets the game time that he will get paid that amount of money. We then signed Matthias Vital. I've been looking at him for a while and been scouting him for a while. He's a very good high potential player. I think he'll be more than worth the money. Determination 13, but his flair 15. He's still got that teamwork that I like. It's still okay. He's a pretty athletic and fit guy. But I like him. I like the play short, simple passes player trait. I think that's a really good trait for a midfielder because he'll just keep the ball ticking nicely. I like him. I think he'll do okay as a shadow striker. Again, not great finishing, but he's dribbling 14, first touch 13, passing 15, technique. He's a good player. His decisions, his composure, yeah, he's an all-round good player at 21 as well, looking to improve. I think he could really be a superstar. But I liked him, and at 16.75, but again, he's going to have to make international appearances. He's going to have to play 50 games for the club. So we know he's worked out if he's playing those numbers. If not, we spent 7.25. And then this guy, Dragovic, it's great times. But Dynamo seems like a hotbed this year for great players and great talent. But this 18-year-old regen, I mean, look at that regen face. Looks fantastic. Looks brilliant. With 14 marking and 15 tackling at 18, this is superb. He's got a potential to be a 5-star. His physicals are pretty decent as well. His positioning definitely needs work, but I like him. I want his work rate and his teamwork to improve, of course, but he seems like he's going to be a very good defender in the future. I'm very happy to have him on board. He is going to go out on loan because we do have an abundance of central defenders. Our squad is ridiculously big. Now with 22 million left, I still have the weighing option in my head to sign a superstar player. It's still potentially on the cards, but at this moment in time, I feel pretty confident with the squad and pretty good. I feel like we weren't that far off the pace last year, and with these few additions and holding on to the core players and them improving, I think we should be good enough this year, 100%, to try and get top 2. Now next season, I believe it will be top 3 that get Champions League, so that's great. Portugal's improved. Also, guys, just a quick one out there. You guys that are watching this, the support's been great so far. Really, thank you so much. I am enjoying doing the save. I'm potentially looking at this to run for 3 seasons. Or maybe longer, but if people would prefer this to be last year and for me to get into the AZ Alkmaar save, just please leave a comment, let me know that. But anyway, guys, let's get into the game and the team selection. Team selection. Oh, no. So this is what we've been playing. I've been trying out this formation with 2 strikers, and I love this one, but our wingers are our strength. So we're going to go with this. Let's do the schedule, actually. How did I forget about the schedule? So let's look at the schedule. We beat Benevento 4-0. Did not manage to get promoted, did Benevento, but we beat them 4-0. Ruben Vezo, Wendell, Porto, and Rafael Leao. We then beat Empoli 2-1. Bastos and Francisco Geraldas. He is a player who was at the club already, has come back from his loan and looks pretty decent. There's quite a few players like that will be integrated into the squad this year. We then won 4-1 against Matra. We played the 2 striker formation. Borgia, Rafinha, Battaglia and Martinez scoring. And then we drew against Milan in... Milan was the game that was really going to test how far we'd come and how we played. And we played really well. I don't think they deserved... I mean, it was a great goal, but I don't think we deserved what happened. We should have scored more opportunities. But again, we looked very good. So we're going to play Braga today. Just a little note. If we look at the competitions and we look at Benfica have been doing the business. Porto have done literally nothing, but Benfica this year, there's been some changes, transfer history. They sold João Felix for rising to 54, but 35.5 million. And I think they sold... Where is he? Ruben Diaz for 24 million, 37.5 rising. So did they sell him? Yeah. So they sold those 2 great players, and they have made some moves though. Karamak has come in from Hoffenheim, a great striker, so I am not looking forward to dealing with him. Benfica are going to be the powerhouses this season with Moreno on loan. They've got a good squad, but for me, I'm quite happy because Porto are doing nothing. I hope they keep it that way. Right, so we're going to clear the squad. I always clear the squad for the first game, and then we pick who we want. Scafé is going to have to start. He really is. I want Marcelo to start as well. He's a veteran, good centre-back there. And he's going to start alongside Maras. He's picked up an injury in pre-season. Looking good. Ruben Vezo is now going to be our starting right back, but Bebe's a brilliant option. Now this is the difficult one. Tony Lato looks good. He's improving. I'm excited about him in the future. But we now have back from his loan Silva. Now, if you are noticing, we do have some player faces. I definitely need to pick up a new pack, but I'm more reluctant to do it because I don't see the point of doing it until I get my new computer all sorted and up and running, which should be very soon. So I'm going to start Silva in this game. I'm going to start him in this game. There's going to be a lot of rotation this year. I don't know if you've noticed, but the squad is huge this year. I'm still looking to trim it now with Andre Pinto going out, hopefully, and potentially some other players. Daniel Baraka will no longer be in the senior squad. I just don't think he's going to get game time. I'm trying to get rid of him. So, midfield is difficult. Porto's got that position locked down. Deep line playmaker, that's my man. Then it's between Battaglia and Wendell. I'm going to play Battaglia for this one. And I'm going to play ball winning on defend, which is what I would prefer to play, but Wendell plays so better as a box-to-box. And now we come to the attacking midfielder position. For me, really, it's between Vital and Geraldas. I'm going to give it to Geraldas for this game. We're going to play Rafinha on the left, no-brainer. And Cabral on the right, again, at the wrong doctor, no-brainer. And up front it's difficult, so how I'm working it this year is my main strikers are going to be Bastos and Borgia, given their fitness. Martinez will be the rotation on the left, with Rafael Leao picking up the odd game, and Jankovic probably picking up the odd game on the right. Let's go with Bastos today. He's the thumbnail after all. I do really like him as a player. So Borgia on the bench, Martinez on the bench, Jankovic on the bench, Wendell on the bench, Vital on the bench, Gaspar on the bench, and then a defensive central defender. So we are leaving some players out as my phone goes off there, but they will definitely get games in the rotation. There is Matthias Pereira to come in. I'm hoping he does quite well. He looks pretty decent, but when he comes back from injury, I'm hoping he can come in. And this man, Meredos, I'm probably butchering these names, remember, guys, but he's worth 7.25 million, so I just want to see how he performs first before I start pushing to get rid of him. But what is he? He's our third best, but Rafinha's not going to play on the right, so he's our second best right-sided midfielder. So definitely going to have a place for him this year. But let's go with this team. Let's run with this one. I'm quite happy with this. Hopefully, I mean, we have to pick up a win here. There's no doubt about it. If you guys are playing along and doing Sporting at the same time, or even you potentially doing a save in just in Portugal, how are you finding it? How are you getting on? I'm really enjoying this as Sporting. We did think we were going to get sacked towards the end there, didn't we? But I think we've really done good business. The finances are looking good. So I think hopefully, I think Benfica are definitely going to be difficult this year, but I'm hoping that we will pick up a win here, and Porto are going to be a little bit less of a threat this year. You know, they started to drop off last year. They've got rid of a few players. They haven't really signed. Benfica going out there and getting a big name striker, but imagine if he gets injured early on in the season, then it could bode well for us. I mean, they've got the Champions League to focus on as well. We are in the Europa League, but especially in the group stages, it will be very much rotation. There will probably near enough be a Europa League squad as they get the corner here in the early highlights. Oh, deflected. I have to go attacking here. That is frustrating. The last thing we need here is to pick up a loss or even a draw in the first game of the season. Scuffet's going to kick this out, and we're all over the shop. I'm still working on this formation. Bastos loses out. Guedes gets the goal. First goal of the season. I'm still trying to nail down this formation and this tactic. It seems to have worked well pre-season. It worked well towards the end of last season, but I'm still not sold on it. I'm not sold on all right now, but I'm still not sold on it. So I'm hoping as the season goes on, it proves to work out well for us. I'm still struggling to get much out of my wingers. So half time, only one shot on target. With a better team, but there's still only one shot on target. It's not good enough. I'm not pleased with what I saw. Let's start the second half. Let's go. Position instructions. That's the only big issue with doing it this way. Is you don't really get to see much of how your tactics working out when you're playing in key. This is us here. Vezo. Jovan Cabral. I want a good season out of him. I really want a good season out of him. Dropped off towards the end of last season. Cabral. Porto. Guedes again. Oh. Cabral picks it up. Ruben Vezo. Cabral. Back to Vezo. Bastos. That's a nice way for him to open his account this season. Happy days. Let's drop down now to positive. I don't want to push things too hard. This formation does have leeway as well to drop back to a free midfield or even potentially a defensive midfielder. But happy with that. I am happy with this so far to a degree. I can expect a tiny bit of rust at the start of the new season. Let's bring on Jankovic. I haven't been impressed with Cabral. I'm questioning to still play this position. Go inside forward support. Guedes there. Josef Martinez. on the bench there, but I think let's bring on Thiago. So we've got a few cards there. Let's do that as our changes. Going to demand more. We do not want them to pick up another goal here. Geraldes loses out. That's not good. They're going to get a ball in here. Palinha. Is they given a penalty? I thought that was going to be a penalty, and he's put that wide. Okay. Let's just go balanced. Souza. Vienna. Whips that in. Oh, we just can't seem to keep hold of the ball when we're getting rid of it. We're clearing the ball, but not keeping hold of it. In order to break, we're going to break here as he picks up the ball, but that's poor. But they can't clear it any further, and Bas Dost will get to this. Well done, Bas Dost. Oh, great save from Thiago Sarr. Great save. Bring Wendell on for Geraldes. Just short things up now. There's no need whatsoever to be leaving this game with anything but a win here. Ball winning midfielder, support, and let's go like that. This is classic us. Silva, Battaglia, Geraldes. Who curls it? Look at the curl on that ball. I'm pretty happy with the performance. Not happy with how clinical we've been. But to go down and come back, I'm happy with it. I mean, it was a deflected goal. I can't get overly mad. I'm not happy they've managed to have 8 shots, but the fact that only 2 of them have been on target doesn't really bother me too much. Am I speaking far too soon? We pick the ball up here. Wendell, Bas Dost, playing in Rafinha. Rafinha, finish it off. No, that was poor. He should have nailed that, really. I want a big year from him as well, to be fair. Because I think financially, if things are just going to keep improving, if we don't get the year I want, or the season I want this year, I will start ripping the squad apart. I've tried to keep it as together as possible this season, really. But I could assume that there is no superstar in the team at the moment. I'm quietly happy with that. It's a victory. Braga aren't a walkover. So let's just say well done. We are pleased. And that, guys, is the opening game of the season. Let's see what went on. Porto won 4-1. Borja Majorel, they brought on loan. Benfica must be playing tomorrow. So it's not a bad start. And let's just look at the run-in for the fixtures. We play Benfica pretty soon, but that will not be the live com because it's that quick. I don't know what I'll come back for. Potentially be the first group game. I want to get a chunk of games done out of the way because we know it breaks down a lot towards the end of the season, and we can't do as big updates. But thanks a lot for watching this episode, guys. Hit that thumbs up button for the start of a new season and the transfers we've made. There's still time to get some business done if you've got any ideas. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.